Hi everyone, and welcome to my mini webinar, Creating a Connected Classroom, Daily Routines that Empower ELLs and Build Community. I'm Amanda LePera, and I'm excited to share some simple but powerful routines that have helped me to build a positive, supportive environment for English language learners, a very vital part of my teaching philosophy. Through much reflection of my time here at American College of Education, I have demonstrated a strong commitment to fostering classroom community and supporting English language learners through consistent routines. These strategies reflect best practices in culturally responsive teaching and social-emotional learning, both key themes in the ACE coursework. In the next few minutes, we'll look at why classroom routines are important, especially for ELL students. I'll show you 5 fun weekly routines and practical activities that you can start using right away to build confidence and engagement. And I'll share tips for making them work at different grade levels and language abilities. Lastly, I'll share how cultural responsive teaching helps build classroom community. For ELLs, walking into a classroom where they feel safe and supported makes a huge difference. We are all familiar with the silent period and that some students have experienced trauma in their homeland prior to entering our schools. Routines help students know what to expect and feel more confident, so ELLs thrive in predictable, welcoming environments. Routines help build trust, reduce anxiety, and support risk-taking. They reduce stress, encourage participation, and help build stronger relationships both with the teacher and with classmates. Strong communities lead to higher participation and improved language skills, and building these relationships increases classroom engagement and supports student success. This is a great way to kick off the week with a purpose. I usually start by sharing a positive quote or affirmation, such as, "Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn," and students can discuss their ideas about it. You can also let students set a personal or academic goal for the week, something like, "I will try to speak more in English today," or "I'll help a classmate who needs support today." Students can write it down, turn and talk, or even draw their motivation. This small routine builds a growth mindset and reminds them that each week is a fresh start. This is a simple way to start the week on a positive note. Each Tuesday, students take turns sharing something good happening in their life, big or small. It could be, "I played soccer with my cousin," or "I got a new pencil." For students who may rarely get to see family members, it may sound something like, "I get to see my grandparents this weekend." Students can speak or write depending on their level. This activity helps build fluency and boosts morale for the day ahead. This routine is always a hit. You can pose fun questions like, would you rather have a pet dinosaur or a pet robot? Students choose and explain why. This gives them a chance to practice forming opinions and supporting them with reasons why and complete sentences. You can provide sentence starters like, "I would rather, because," to support them. FAM states that beyond linguistic proficiency, debating fosters confidence in expressing oneself in English, prepares students for academic and professional discourse, and nurtures their ability to engage in meaningful dialogue across cultural and social contexts. In other words, debating not only helps students get better at English, but also makes them more confident when speaking. It prepares them to take part in discussions at school or work and helps them learn how to talk with people from different backgrounds. This activity sparks creativity. Students are shown a doodle or incomplete image and are asked, "What could this be?" They use their imagination to complete the drawing. Afterwards, students complete a museum walk where they are able to see all of their classmates' artwork, but no touching. Students are then able to explain the reason for the drawing and ask questions about other students' artwork. It also helps to build descriptive language and encourages risk-taking in a low-pressure environment. Moeller, Cutler, Fiedler, and Weyer also state that thinking creatively helps students practice brainstorming, creating new and worthwhile ideas, elaborating, refining, analyzing, evaluating, being open to new perspectives, incorporating group input into the work, and demonstrating originality and inventiveness. On Fridays, students write kind notes to a classmate. It could be as simple as, "You helped me in math," or "You are a great friend." This routine teaches kindness, encourages writing practice, and ends the week with a feel-good moment. As the year progresses, students are encouraged to write with more detail and vocabulary. All of these routines can be adjusted for different grade levels and English proficiencies. For beginners, visuals and sentence stems are always helpful, or even drawing instead of writing to establish understanding. Students can also be paired with peers who can model responses. Even these small supports can make a big difference. These routines have helped my students feel more connected and confident. One student said, "I like Would You Rather Wednesday because it's not easy and really makes me think." A second student declared, "I love Think Outside the Box Thursday because I like to be creative and then I get to see everybody else's picture too. Some people are so creative." And another student mentioned, "Somebody said that I was really kind to them this week. Now I'm going to try to be kind every week." When students enjoy speaking and participating, they take more risks and they grow faster. Community builds trust, and trust builds learning. Culturally responsive teaching, or CRT, is all about making sure our instruction connects with who our students are, where they come from, what they value, and how they learn best. For English language learners, this means going beyond just language support. We build in routines and activities that reflect their backgrounds and experiences, and we create opportunities for them to feel seen, heard, and respected. Research by Gay and Hammond show that when students see themselves in the classroom through stories, visuals, examples, and relationships, they're more engaged, more motivated, and more likely to succeed. And as Manning points out, one powerful way to create this inclusive environment is by helping ELLs connect meaningfully with their peers, especially those who were born and raised in the US. These connections help break down social barriers and make the classroom feel like a community, not just a place to learn English. Now take a moment to think, which of these activities would you like to implement first, and why? In what ways can you make your classroom a welcoming environment for English learners? How might you adapt it for your own classroom? Even starting with just one way can make a difference. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have learned some valuable information and are able to reflect on the ways that you can help empower ELLs through routine and making a supportive and welcoming classroom.